So, I have the opportunity to talk with the Adrien Brody. And one of the things that he said that he's almost was cast out of the film and I have possibility to do it. And I was wondering if he really have this possibility, the brutalist exist without him. And how did you cast him ultimated the solidify the version of the film?
Yeah, Adrian and I met, I believe in 2019, for the first time. And, at that point, someone was already cast in the role. But he and I really connected, and I was familiar already to some extent with his heritage. Um, but he and I sat down and spoke at length about his mother and Sylvia, who's an extraordinary photographer, Sylvia Plahi. We spoke about her fleeing Hungary in 1956 during the revolution. And we also just had conversation about our lives, and we really, really connected. We really, really connected. And I thought about him for quite some time after, and then things kept happening, schedules kept changing. It was a big ensemble. People came on, people fell off, and which is pretty normal for a film that takes this many years to finally get off the ground. And so when the role was finally available, I reached out to him, and with my fingers crossed that he would say yes, because I really began to feel that the film wouldn't work with anyone else. I was just so delighted that he had the time as well to do it, because as you can imagine, he's quite busy. And that's sort of the history of how we got to know each other. I mean, I we really enjoy working together, and I would imagine that we'll be working together quite a lot more in the future.
Sure, I don't imagine it for now what it's in. And I have another question about I know you co-wrote with your partner, Mona Festival, and I imagine for the epic film you took like so long to do it. But I mean, wonder if the intermission part is already be on the plan, or this is, and how was the first cut, how long it was, and how to have the idea to create this immense story.
The intermission was always scripted. There was a photograph in the middle of the script, which was this a photograph that we recreated for the intermission, when we actually made the film. It was written very quickly. It was written in about 6 or 7 weeks, but we had spoken about it for a very long time before we sat down to execute the draft. My wife and I we've been collaborating for many years, so for us it's sort of second nature. But of course, the beauty of working with someone is that you have a monkey on your back to really make sure that you keep up to speed and deliver on time, and so we both are that for each other. Um, and then finally, the original film's runtime was about 8 minutes longer, than the final film. And it was mostly just a little bit of air in every scene that I took out, and I mean, 10 or 15 seconds here or there. Um, there were only a couple of sequences that we re-edited quite a few times, like Guy's monologue at the Christmas party. But the film is almost exactly the script. There are no scenes that were omitted or cut.
Oh, this is wonderful. That's what like. And I'm just say how you create. I talked with the guy first, and he said that he not have to create anything. He drug off for the film because the character was amazing. And he say, how do you idea to create this character that was so like admiration for the protagonist, but also humiliated him.
I guess it's because I've worked with a lot of people like that. You know, for me, he's not really, you know, a fictional character. I've met that guy quite a few times, and the character is kind of, you know, sort of very much a man of the era. I wanted him to feel like James Mason or Joseph Cotton. I wanted, you know, to feel, um, I wanted to feel the mid-century dialect, the mid-century cadence, but so he really is just a 1950s melodrama sort of version of many people that I've actually worked with over the course of my career.
Oh, wow. Just consider you work with this best person like that. Thank you so much, Brad, for your time, and congratulations for the nomination.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.